Hello everyone! In this video, I'll take you through a detailed step-by-step tutorial to guide you through the entire process of painting this beautiful mandala. Whether you are a complete beginner or just looking for a bit of guidance, you'll find it easy to follow along and create this mandala with me from start to finish. So gather your tools, get comfortable, and let's dive into this creative journey together. First, we'll start with a 6-inch round MDF board painted black to serve as the background for our mandala. Next, use a compass to draw concentric circles on the board, spaced 0.5 cm apart. Then, with the help of a protractor, draw radial lines at 15-degree intervals. Here's how the board will look once all the guidelines are marked. You'll have 14 concentric circles and 24 radial lines. Now it's time to pick 4 colors for your mandala. You can either use the same shades I'm using or choose your own color combination. So let's start painting the mandala. First, place a big dot in the center, covering the first circle. Next, add 4 dots around it, top, bottom, right and left, staying inside the second circle. Then fill the gaps between these dots using the same tool. For the next layer, place dots between the dots from the previous layer. Make sure to stay within the marked circle. Your dots shouldn't go beyond the guideline. Also, use a tool slightly bigger than the one used in the last layer. Repeat the same process for the third layer. And again do the same for the fourth layer. Now in the last layer, count 4 circles outward from between the 2 orange dots and mark that point. This will be the starting point for our next pattern. We'll paint a swoosh along those marked lines. For each following swoosh in the same pattern, start slightly lower than the previous one. You'll end up with 1 central swoosh and 3 swooshes on each side of it. Once the entire circle is complete, add a dot between the 2 swoosh patterns right above the large orange dots. For the next pattern, leave 1 circle of space just above the swoosh pattern. Then place a large dot that covers 2 circles. Make sure it stays within those 2 circles. Add these big dots on alternate radial lines. Next, we'll create descending dots around each big dot. Start by placing the first dot on top of the big dot, staying within the circle. Then continue placing smaller dots on both the right and left sides in a descending order. Repeat the same process for a second layer of descending dots. Next, place a small dot below the big dot and another at the top of the pattern, just above the center dot of the second layer of descending dots. Now, using a marking pencil, draw the path for the brush swoosh around the pattern. If you are confident, you can skip this step and go straight to the brush swoosh. However, if you are a beginner, marking the guidelines will definitely help. When marking, ensure that your brush swoosh stays between the 2 radial lines on the right and left. Next, we'll add descending dots around the brush swoosh, covering the last circle on the board. We are nearly at the edge now. Now, let's fill the empty V-shaped space between these 2 patterns with swooshes. Place 1 swoosh in the center with 2 swooshes on the right and left. Then add a large dot and a small dot at the base of the swooshes. Now we'll add tiny strokes to enhance the design and fill in any empty spaces. Just follow along with me. Add 1 overlapping dot in the center as well. Next, we'll decorate the mandala with overlapping dots and swooshes using golden. Feel free to follow along, or you can adjust it to your own preferences. So here's the final result. I hope you enjoyed painting this mandala with me. See you in the next video. Until then, keep creating.